Hey guys, welcome to the Notorious.tv. This is where I cover stories that are scandalous, eccentric, and over the top. Today, I'm going to expose how Dan Patrick is trying to manipulate the Texas media to go along with his narrative.
Tremendous onslaught of pressure from an $8 billion industry that has unlimited money, and they're trying to poison the story to stop this from happening. That's why, because I can tell you how effective they are, because most of you in this room, no criticism personally, most of you in this room have bought into a lot of their story. Oh, it's going to cost jobs, it's going to impact the economy, it's an $8 billion industry, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? People are going to be hooked on drugs, having to go somewhere when all this goes off the shelves. You all have been, you're part of the problem, quite frankly, because you're not telling the story. So that's why we're here. There are a lot of bills that pass in there. They're important bills. But nothing is more important than stopping a kid getting a hold of this junk. Do you understand? Do you understand, really? Crazy talk. That's the kind of talk, the reason why we're here. Media that would say something as stupid as that. I'm sorry, it's just true. This is serious business. This is not Dan's folly. This is not Dan's priority. This is to save an entire generation of being hooked on drugs. And I need for you all to take this story seriously. This is a place where you can really make a difference. The stories about jobs and mom and pop business. Look, this is all controlled by the drug industry. I'm worried about the pressure on the media and the general public to try to keep this going in some way and bring it back or stay alive.
Wow, it's like someone needs to tell this guy that you catch more flies with honey. Like, how are you going to insult the media while at the same time begging them to censor the truth? As a hemp journalist in Texas, I can say that I am proud to be part of Dan Patrick's problem. I remember whenever I was in journalism school and my instructor said something to the class that I'll never forget. He said that the free press is like a fourth branch of government because it is a check and it is a balance. As journalists, we're here to tell the full story, not just the part that Dan Patrick wants told. So the fact that the journalists in this crowd at Dan Patrick's press conference were accused of telling the story that hemp in Texas is an $8.5 billion industry, 50,000 jobs rely on Texas hemp, and that sick people, veterans, the elderly, they're all finding relief from these products. In fact, I'll use Elizabeth Meeks as an example. I wrote a story about her in Texas Hemp Reporter magazine. She has a traumatic brain injury from a car accident that she was in, and she said explicitly that CBD gave her her life back. It helped her so much with a lot of issues that she experienced from her traumatic brain injury. I've heard stories upon stories of people who have overcome an opiate addiction because they've been able to be green and sober. So let's see this for what it really is, guys. It is a ploy to ban hemp so that the alcohol industry can continue making money and so that law enforcement can continue to use probable cause as an excuse to search your belongings whenever they think they might smell something. I mean, these prisons are not going to fill themselves. Let's be honest. So don't let them fool you. And thank you to the journalists who are telling the full story about Texas hemp.